encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it, eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because that a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I can't remember what camera we starting on, so I'm sorry. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's Talk Lately right here on Big Exposed Radio. I'm your host, Monny. I'm joined with my guest host. I don't know if he became...
Bitch, I ain't no guest. I've been
I
here for
was
3
just trying
months.
to figure out. I don't know if he decided to become permanent or not. He's here every week, but Nate's here too. Oh, you said camera 1, so that's over there. Okay, which one? 1, 2.
It's 3 of them, right?
One. Okay. This is I call this 1 because this is the main one. All right. Thank you. But we can go to camera 2 because Nate's here, so I'm asking about his weekend.
My weekend, I had an awesome weekend. This was my birthday weekend. I had to work a little bit, but I spent it like I wanted to. I had like a fake surprise party, but I think I ruined it for everybody because I was late.
Who gave it to you?
Some friends. I got a blast from the past.
I don't like that transition.
You don't like that transition?
The white thing. I don't like it.
You don't like it? You can change it.
I'd rather it just blinks.
It fades. You got one that fades. Anyway, so yeah, I had a really good weekend. I spent it with a couple of my friends. I didn't do everything I wanted to do, but that's what changed because I already planned my birthday trip for next year. I already put a deposit down and everything.
Where do you want to go?
It's a secret.
I'm not going. So what's the secret?
You might want to go.
It's out of the country?
Yeah.
Is it South?
Africa.
No. I'm not going.
I'm going. I'm just not looking forward to all those shots, though, but I'm going.
And that's why I'm not going. If I got to do all of that, there's a chance I still might get malaria or Dongo fever or something like that.
No. Don't let them scare you.
I'm not scared. No, it's not them letting me get scared. Yeah. It's the possibility that it's already there. And I'm not doing that.
But yeah, I had a really good weekend. Turning 26 was really, refreshing.
And then we just kept shaking him, and he woke up.
I still get carded, so.
The AARP cards is not the same thing.
First of all, no. You're the old one.
No.
But yeah, I did.
They don't believe that. They don't believe that.
I didn't eat as much. I kind of fasted. I didn't do anything with anybody yesterday. I did chill with an old friend.
Cute.
Yeah, I didn't really do the typical. I was supposed to go to Six Flags, but you know how, so I'm the friend that don't have children, but a lot of my friends have children, and I wasn't for that. If I couldn't drive up there on my own and leave when I wanted to, I didn't want to do it. So.
Oh yeah, I don't like doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and it was a holiday, so I know it was gonna be extra lines, and I didn't feel like it. So
I'm the type of person that will have an Uber bill that's $300 just to leave your party so I can get home. If I don't like it, right? Yeah. Why not?
I always like doing that, but I don't like ever. I'll definitely do that because I don't like having to wait for somebody who's having a good time, and I don't want to spoil somebody's fun because I drove with them.
Mm-hmm.
But
any cookouts?
I did, like, For the last year, for holidays, I've kind of detached myself from what you're supposed to do, and that's eat. So I kind of broke.
Yeah, when we come back from the break, we got to move this camera because I don't like my kitchen being out there like that.
It's that ponytail.
I know, it's not supposed to be still braided either.
Gotta break it over. So is this one right here? Or that?
No, it's that
Oh,
one.
okay. Cause he trying to be all spiffy with the angles.
You like it?
And my glasses shiny.
And we can see straight through you.
Right.
Because this is like a tone of green.
Oh yeah, I did forget that. I had to take this out. But yeah, I really.
Remember what we said about the microphone? We can wait to the break.
Oh, you don't want to hear it?
No.
I can do it slowly.
It's not working. I still hear it.
You said it.
You are a editing production nightmare. Listen to all of this. Look at you. Can you just turn it off?
But yeah, so I had a really good weekend. I've tried, like I said, I've tried for certain holidays that us black folk designate for eating, not to eat. So I didn't go to any cookouts. I really didn't feel like, I didn't feel like being around a lot of people this year. And I don't know what that is for me. The older I get, the more I like being with maybe 2 or 3 people, and I don't like being at big party events. I got invited to quite a few cookouts, but I didn't eat. Normally I would do a drive-by, grab a plate, and be like,
Right. I
do
did
that.
nothing this whole entire weekend. Except for Sunday. Me and Nicole got together and sat out on my back porch and
cool.
chilled. It was real quaint and real fun. We had a real good time. And we watched, I forced her to watch Dead to Me
Okay.
in the backyard.
Wow. That would be fun.
It was good. She was giving all the expressions that I thought she would. Like, oh, what? Yeah, so that was good.
Is she going to return, though?
Huh?
Is she going to be a return viewer, though?
I don't know. I didn't get to poll it, so I will ask her. Because we didn't get to finish either because it got late and I was ready to go to sleep.
Well, you're one of those people. I have friends like you. And I hate that you invite somebody over and then you get sleepy.
No, we both was, it was both the same. It was more so the same. Like, she was like, I think it's time to, and I was like, you know what, you're right. Because I was getting ready to go upstairs on your ass.
You one of those.
I am one of the people. Ask anybody, when I used to do my little Friday night get-together thing, I would go to sleep. I would go upstairs on your ass and leave you right down there. As long as I know Nicole or somebody that's, real closer to me that knows, how I like my house.
Right.
Good night.
I've had a friend like that who would invite you over to spend the night and would go to sleep like early. Like, what was the point of staying home? We're gonna talk on the phone till you went to sleep.
Is the air on? God damn. I feel like the sun is in here.
The lights.
No, it's not usually this hot.
And the ponytails. I feel good.
Did you say something about my ponytail again? Shall we talk about this tear in the back of your jeans?
It's not a tear, it's a rip.
Right.
And it's nice. I mean, it's
Venting.
just the time. It did feel good. It was a nice little breeze. But it's tasteful. It's just the back of my
So
leg.
you only need a breeze on your ass side.
It was hot outside.
Right.
It was almost 80 degrees today.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And I don't do nothing over 69.
Clearly.
I know. It's hard to say. I don't do heat.
Nothing
That's
over-
why I put, well, my birthday is normally cool.
Nothing over 69.
I know. I can't. It's hot. It's hot.
Telling a lot.
Telling on you. You don't want more porn on your computer.
I did have porn on my computer. I was doing research.
For who?
Oh,
What kind of research are you doing?
I was doing research for the show, right? Because I got this story that's about accents.
And you was listening to
And I was
accent.
listening to accents of people that was doing porn.
Interesting. Quite sure that's not what you were paying attention to, but hey, whatever you call an accent. What kind of porn were you watching? Was it midget porn? Was it straight porn? Was it?
No, it was actually not porn. It was actually Nicole sent me this video. No, I actually sent it to her because they was showing on Facebook, and it's a Facebook video, and it's like live of horses having sex.
That you?
You want me to send it to you?
No, I don't. That's
It's interesting because she was sending me all kinds of this weird stuff this weekend. How you can make a mouse trap, and then it was showing of rats drowning. Like, who wants to know something like that? I can't get that out my head.
Well, it's rats.
So I had
in your
to
neighborhood,
turn about it's fair game.
You gotta learn about that.
Huh?
You got rats in your neighborhood, so it might
No.
be one of those how-to DIYs.
No. You got the wrong neighborhood.
Ah,
Federal Hill adjacent is where I live.
Well, Federal Hill adjacent is very adjacent, and it's not the real thing, and they got rats.
No.
Rat kids.
No, you're not listening.
Alcoholics.
We gotta take a break yet? I think I give him enough time for him to get himself together in the middle of this break. So tonight on the show, we're going to be talking about bathroom hand dryers. You're going to want to know about this one because it's a study. Like I said, the sexiest accent, masturbation. That's where the story came from. R. Kelly.
That's the research you were doing, That's the research.
The Real ID laws, the new law that's in Maryland that actually took place 2 years ago and is being kind of late to be enforced. It got a whole lot of other stuff to talk about too. But like I was saying, my weekend consisted of me doing a lot of nothing because I've been busy. For the past 2 weeks, I have been very super busy, doing stuff for the station, doing stuff for the show, trying to, Nate got a new desk. I did that,
you put a whole desk
and I
together.
regretted it because I spent so much money on that desk, and then I went to the outlet.
That's what I said to you.
You did say something. I found one for $19.
And you had to put it together.
And I had to put it together.
How you get
that was the worst. You see the refrigerator? That was hot.
No, I didn't.
Oh, shucks, damn. It's in the room.
I put it in.
So let's do that. Let's take a break because I can't stand the fact that this kitchen is out there in the public. We'll be right back.
Proceed with caution, tired of lanes, I'm exhausted. Poppin' Zanny Zan, sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going, where the f I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? I'll be up in the way. I'll be up in the way.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you.
First they love you, then desert you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste. I've been bad, burned, then fucked over. But remain strong through the Passover. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save it, it'll be too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry fakers, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run there, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't lose to sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm steady green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king with chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. Man, see the problem is, man, you know, I keep it 100, man. Yeah, man, like if I got it, then you got it. Yeah, man, but if I don't got it, then I'ma give it. You feel me? But I definitely got you through the ride, man. Let's get it, yo.
I'm really getting tired of ungrateful ass niggas. They really about to turn me to a hateful ass nigga. Like I was never there when you never had figures. Pull triggers for you niggas when you caught up in the trenches. Man, I really don't get it. I don't know what's going on, but I really don't feel it. Niggas really know that I've been there from the beginning. But the more I see niggas side switching, make me wanna bring it closer to the end. And that's why I can't fuck around with these niggas. I'll fuck around with my hoes. Cause niggas acting like bitches and hoes acting like bros. Man, I swear I really don't get it. How people switch up.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person. And if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Whatever happened to the times when we cared for one another, we shared the same.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You said no title? I'll speak the title. Everybody can be on title?
Anybody.
Oh. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Be Exposed Radio. You're listening to The Talk Lady. I am your host, Monny. I am joined by Nate, but he's going to be quiet for a second as I get through this.
Shit!
The asshole that he must always be. Why is this not on? I can't pay attention to that. Today, I'm going to start off with talking about this new study or ranking that just came out, the top 50 sexiest accents in the USA. I'm opening it up to Nate. So what do you think the top is? I don't have 1 through 5. I'm just start off by saying this. I don't know who the top is, but I know where we rank.
Like American accent?
Yeah.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, he's having difficulties. I guess he'll get that together.
I think Louisiana will probably be number 1. New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Like a New Orleans accent.
As the sexiest?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see where they fall at, though. Oh, they didn't make the list.
What is it, Connecticut?
They didn't make the list.
That's crazy. That's why I don't go into these polls, because who the hell are you polling?
It's not a poll, it's a ranking.
But it's still done by polling.
By vote, yeah.
It's stupid.
What the hell is general American?
There's no such thing as a general American accent.
This standard American accent is what you're most likely to hear on the radio. Oh, that's this voice?
No, not even close.
Where it's near impossible to tell where the newscaster are from.
That's a taught language. That's
it's slightly boring. No, you're a fucking lie. What?
It's a very monotone way of speaking. Like I took a lot of speech classes for theater, and
but nicely and inoffensive to the ears.
It's fake. It sounds fake.
Oh, that's not me.
It's not. Yours more LGBT.
I don't know who that is. Think Edward R. Murrow. I don't know who that is. No. Who is that?
Like all the newscasters.
I get what he was saying.
I don't believe that theirs didn't make it to. I see Long Island on there.
Yeah, but they're number 50. They're like last. That's why it's not sexy.
I would put New Orleans at the top.
Maybe they are in there. I don't have 1 through 5. I don't know how that happened.
Or like DC, Black DC.
Black DC?
Yes. Black DC.
Baltimore fell
Black
at
New Orleans.
number 18, I do believe. Yeah.
But I hate the Baltimore accent that they would be referring to is that horn shit.
It's a similar to Philly speak, but according to the survey, not as sexy. Oh, that's offensive.
In Philly?
It's Philly.
What?
Baltimore residents will commonly pronounce mirror. And water, water.
I don't know people that talk that.
I don't think either. I don't get where they get that from.
It's that horn language that white people with the
key feature of the Baltimore accent is identified by the sound change called fronting back vowels, where words like goose sound more like goose.
That's the white people.
So that's Highland Town.
Right, that's what I said. So these dialects
on 36th
are based
Street.
on white dialects.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go to a city, it's clearly how black people talk and how white people talk. So when people do movies about, say, Baltimore, that's where they get it from.
Right.
Those people, those beehivers.
The beehivers.
Right.
The what's his name? The
John Waters.
John Waters people.
That's what they talking about.
Thin mustache wearers.
Right. That's how his family spoke.
You got that thin mustache. Hell mustache.
I hate that though. Is this it right here? Because I bet all the dialects are from
Philadelphia made it to number 8. Philadelphia made it to 8.
Have you ever heard somebody from Philly talk?
You got your mic on in there? Thank you.
What's number 1?
I just said I don't have 1 through 7.
I like an Alabama. It gotta be like.
Oh, I do have 7. I
A
don't
guy
have 1
from
through 5.
Alabama.
Mississippi made it to number 6. Who gets wet to that?
See, look at 15.
I'm serious. Like, who's getting soggy to Mississippi?
Yeah, that's why I said Alabama. It has to be like a black dialect. See, Cajun is New Orleans, but Cajun is how the white people talk. Oh, that's what they call it. That's why I didn't see it. Cajun is how the white people talk in New Orleans.
Okay.
Like on what was it? The Frog Princess. Mm-hmm. What was the
I get with the accent. I know what you're talking about.
Like the mud people. That's what they call them.
Hawaiian. That's a good one.
No, I don't. Do they have an accent? New Orleans is 25.
Oh, I missed it.
New Orleans.
Chicago, Chicano, anyway.
I want to know who they.
Miami number 13. That's good. That's a good ranking.
That's Miami. That's Trina and Trick Daddy. They don't sound like that.
I don't think that's sexy either, though.
It's not. Girl. That's how they go. Girl.
I'm surprised New York isn't up further. Some people think that's sexy.
New York, you can't count New York because there's so many different
dialects
depending on where you live at.
Oh, that's what you said, the Long Island one? But that's last. Some people think that's like very sexy to talk New Yorkian.
No, Long Island would be like
people from Long Island, this is how they said it, might be a bit upset with being voted having America's least sexiest accent, but look, can they really disagree? I think they would.
Really have one. That's like Jersey Shore-ish type of.
Now I don't want nobody talking to me like Cardi B, like in bed.
Well, that's Brooklyn. No, that's Brooklyn. No.
Everybody left. I just wanted to hold on. Let me go in the middle of this because everybody left out of here. It still did not turn the AC on.
It's on automatic.
It's on automatically 75 degrees.
74.
You made it seem like that was up.
Be accurate. You bad. How you bad? Oh, I'm gonna go get the wine. You want that red wine in there?
No, I don't want no wine. I'm burning up hot already. What you want to do? You just trying to start a forest fire? You play too much.
Go to race. This is stupid.
What you got against
white, but it's not the faces, the pictures that they use is white people.
Those are ads.
It correlates with what they're talking about.
It didn't though.
Ads are not random. They're not random at all. Connecticut. What the hell? Martha Stewart? That's an accent?
Yeah, she has an accent. You ever heard it? Oh, thank you.
Rich
I don't know how much longer I could have held out on talk about these accents without being bored to death. But we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. It's BeExposedRadio.com.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the It Is What It Is radio show.
Viral. Make sure y'all share us. So,
Please.
Miss Entice.
All right,
Miss
I got
Vicious.
Okay. Vicious.
Favorite place to have sex outside the bedroom?
Anywhere.
Oh.
That's not an answer.
That's not an answer?
Specific. Outside of the bedroom.
You mean where have I?
No. Like where is the spot you like to have sex outside of the
I'm gonna keep it
bedroom?
real. I'm not a forest fucker, so I'd rather be in behind closed doors, but I've had sex.
I mean,
outside.
you still can keep it, under the roof. I'm just saying outside of the bedroom. Yeah, outside of the bed, like not in the bed.
Living room.
Oh, okay.
Living room.
What about the living room?
couch.
Okay, what position?
Then from the couch, you can roll onto the, well, in my case, I had carpet, so you can move from the couch to the floor. Then if you really want to get creative, you could go over to the sink and the kitchen and the aisle. And,
So what kind of carpet was it? Was it the plush kind? Was it the Stainmaster?
It was plush. Plush. It was plush.
It was the plush.
And but I got one of them other mats over, like a little area rug.
So it's nice and cushiony.
It was cushiony.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Alright, welcome back to the show. It's BeExposedRadio.com at 7:31, and I don't know what today's date is. Oh, it's the 28th of May.
Today's my sister's birthday.
Happy birthday, sister.
She is 32 years of age. I would never have imagined.
So imagine, he's 10 years older.
First of all, we're 4 years, 4 days apart. So,
he's 10 years older. So up next, we got this new driver's license law that I just actually found out. Was you the one that mentioned it to me, or somebody? Yeah. No, it was Niecy actually.
But is that real?
It's real. It's real. So anybody that got the new license, you thought you were done at getting your license renewed or getting your new license, but if you got this little star in the top of your license, it's a black star with, you know, the background, it's a see-through star. That's the real ID star, okay? Now, what you have to do...
It's the one they just made up.
Huh?
It's the one they just made up.
What?
That black star.
No, it's called the real ID star.
It just happened. They just created it.
About a year ago with the new licenses. I actually just said that as I was leading up to this.
No, I'm saying like, but they... the way it's being promoted is like they've given people like all this time to be.
Well, they actually did, but people don't follow along to politics as we are now relaying the news because.
You should send them a letter. What the fuck is you following up a politics for?
Because you're a citizen.
But you should send out a letter to people.
And they are now. Now
they are.
You got till October 2020 to get this fixed.
Changed it.
But it was first changed back in 2006. We got an bereavement basically up until now. Up until 2 years ago, actually. Up until 2 years ago, because they didn't send out letters. The day of letters.
So even if you've gotten a new license or whatever, because I've had to go get a new one, I still got to go back and make sure it's the same one?
No, you have to go back and now provide documentation that you are a citizen here. You got to bring your birth certificate. You have to bring, well, 2 forms of specific ID: birth certificate or passport, and pieces of mail that prove your address.
I just did all of that.
And now you got to do it again.
See, that's the dumb shit that I'm talking about, especially with this government shit. It's stupid. Because people have, like, I've lost my wallet in the last year. Why the fuck I had to go through all of this to get my stuff back? So now I gotta go give you the same information that I gave you.
Well, you might not have to if you already had to do that the first time you did it.
See,
but why would you have to do? No, but I'm going to give you the website information of where you go to go check. Because if you already did that, you might not have to do it.
Right.
But if you didn't have an appointment with somebody where you had to sit down and give them that information, you're going to have to do it again. Because they're doing this by appointment, where you have to actually sit down with somebody and provide this information to verify that you are who you are.
Because somebody fucked up at some point.
But it doesn't make sense to me, because if I have a driver's license, I had to provide the information.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Even if you just right? Even if you had to keep renewing it, which is, and now they have an online thing. If you can you do it with your license? If you do it within the time before it expires, then you can do it online. Like if you lose it.
Oh, if you're trying to get a new license.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your picture's in the system. So if you need a new license, you're supposed to be able to go online and get a new one.
You gotta
go in.
Go in and do it. It's just like I don't like when stuff becomes this complicated, because like you said, I had to submit this information to get it originally. So what has happened, and I need that news, what has happened that now you have to verify anything?
9/11 happened. This is the 9/11 law.
Yeah, but all this time?
Right. Because no one was prepared to do the new law. Like I said, this was done in 2006. The law was presented in 2006 to
So
which...
why not just make it when you have to renew it, go back up there?
But see, this is where I'm getting at, because when I was supposed to do this at my renewal, this is when it should have been done. Maryland prematurely put out the new licenses, these ones with the stars on it, without collecting that information.
See, and that's the bullshit that I'm mad about.
That's what I'm
saying. Because I knew it had to be some glitch. Something had to happen.
Right.
Where it didn't switch over.
So 66,300 Maryland driver licenses of whose licenses need to be updated to comply with the federal ID laws by June. So I was one of the people that had to do it by June.
You got a letter?
Now, no, I went on and checked. Now I have an appointment to go at the end of June. But see, here's the problem that a lot of people are going to face with this is that when you don't do it, if you get pulled over by police and they check and see your license is not valid, they take them from you.
See, this is the part that pisses me off. This was the state's mistake.
No, actually, well, the new licenses, yes. You turning in your documents, no.
But you should have, in all this time, since 9/11, which has been quite some time ago.
Well, the law went into effect. The law was passed in 2006.
IDs, all of these things. How many times have people had to do that? How many times people have lost their identifications that you could have switched it over?
2009.
Like, how many times has it happened since then that people had to renew, they got new licenses for the first time, and you did not change this information?
My problem with this whole entire situation, because I get what you're saying, but my problem with this whole situation, there are better ways to verify somebody's identity. Why don't they get together, you know, these state agencies needed to get together with the Social Security Administration and verify people's identity that way. Because you have our first name, last name, they have everything that they need. It shouldn't be a work. It should be a computer process that did it. I did not just meet them, but at the same time, there are better ways to deal with things. Just like you're saying, but just like you're saying, they should have mailed you letters.
I mean, that would have been a simpler, like...
It would not have been simpler to send out 66,000 letters. It would not have been simpler. Some people would not have gotten it, and then you would have still been up in the uproar if you had not received your letter.
But that number wouldn't
just like you don't do your jury duty stuff. So, I mean, this is the same thing. And that's when you're going to get your little summons to come to court, so you can get your little 30 days in prison.
Okay.
What you going to explain to them?
My first experience and how it traumatized me.
And so you're going to spend your 30 days at the psych ward. Okay. You want to be traumatized? They're going to send you to get some help.
Look, I'll be very well rested. Probably medicated.
Oh, God, now there's bugs.
And then I can get because I got PTSD from drinking.
So you now you want Social Security. I can't take it. I can't.
But I'm saying, like, it frustrates me when it's a glitch on their behalf. Now, it
wasn't a glitch. It was a mistake. Let's not call it a glitch. It wasn't a glitch. A glitch means something happened to the computer system. It wasn't a glitch.
Oh, that
it was a mistake.
Right. That was a man-made problem. And that's the problem. So now I'm going to be without identification if I ever get pulled. I'm not worried about being pulled over, but in the world we live in now, anything could happen.
Well, you can't get on airplanes
because they will take.
If you use it in an airplane and it comes back invalid, because I guess they're going to scan them now. Then,
if I
see, in the case of this, all of the new licenses have the star on them, so they can't even do it. You just have to make sure if you get pulled over, they have to, you know.
Is that IDs and
everything? Okay. Everything has it. You have to verify. I mean, just not just because you're driving, you got to be verified as a citizen.
No, I mean I have a license, but I'm saying, is that across the board for everybody?
Everybody, yeah. Where yours?
I didn't bring it.
That's why you were gonna get taken by ICE.
I know. I have my picture of
that. That don't matter. That's an artist exchange. That means you exchange humans. That's what that means.
I just that just frustrates me because it's a better way to handle that than to automate. Because if you taking my ID, that means I'm walking around without identification, which means I can be arrested for that.
Exactly.
All because you made a mistake.
That's what they want. That's what they're trying to use to encourage you to go the next day, the very next day, and get your stuff fixed.
But it doesn't. Life doesn't always work like that.
It doesn't.
And that's not.
I think this is absolutely stupid in the first place because we're at a state agency. Why don't you get with the federal agency and do this in the background?
Require them to work.
It would take a law for them to do it anyway, but they passed the law that will help the state agencies clear this up faster. Exactly. Just for this purpose. It don't have to be permanent. Cut it off after you finish getting the verifications.
Yeah, but that would give them a due date, which means they would have to work.
Right. So it says the MVA was caught by surprise in the fall of 2017 when the DHS told the agency it needed to require everyone to be, who came in for a license to provide new documentation, age, identity.
What was supposed to have already happened.
Right. Age, identity, social security number, and residency. All is what has to be proven.
Let me see what it looks like. What does the
star?
I don't.
If you got the pink license, it's on there. That was the error.
Like that,
yeah.
So the error was that it was
that they put that without collecting the information that star is on there.
So regardless of whether the star is on yours or not,
they didn't collect the information that they needed. So like I said, but there's a website that you go to right on MVA. I think it's .org. But if you go on the motor vehicle website, you can go to Real ID, REAL ID, and search for it, and it'll pop up, and it'll tell you how to verify. You can verify your information and make sure.
So I can know how
I just told you where to go. Now he want me to send it. I'm not doing the work for you.
I'm gonna say I asked him for the information.
I told you to go to MVA, whatever.
I need the direct link. I don't want
in the search bar at the top, you put in Real ID and hit search, and the page pops up.
Well, send it to me.
Okay. All right. I'm about to wait to get the license taken because I got my appointment at the end of June.
That's crazy. So now you got to make a special trip up to Park Heights.
Hell no. Why would I go to Park Heights?
You want to go in
Yes. He said Park Heights. And it's not even on Park Heights. It's on Ricestown Road.
Well, that's still Park Heights.
I'm not going to Ricestown.
It used to be a man that worked at the one in Mondawmin. Oh, when you say queen, this was a queen. And I wanted to punch him in his face every time I had to go in there. I knew I was going to be arrested at some point.
The fighting of it all.
Because I think they made him retire when they switched up to Ricestown Road. I know they made him quit or retire him early. They had to because so many people wanted to fight that man. And they put him he was the first face you had to see at the customer service desk.
So, my next story, masturbation versus law, okay?
This is the research that we did.
There's a bill in Texas, and this is in direct counteraction to the abortion law, where they're trying to make this become law. A man writes, what's the law called? House Bill 4260, the Man's Right to Know Act. Texas men will only be allowed to masturbate under supervision inside an approved health care or medical facility. Any unregulated masturbatory emissions, that part of it, outside of a woman's vagina, okay, outside of a woman's vagina, or created outside of a health or medical facility. So homos, it's off limits. Will be charged $100. I was saying, and then you got to pay for it. So this almost is like legalized prostitution, though, but it's just going to the government and not to the prostitute. You will be charged $100 civil penalty for each.
How would they know?
Because I'm sure that, especially if you do somebody wrong, she gonna tell.
How would they know that you ain't just fuck somebody else?
And what I'm saying is, no, it's not about having sex, it's about the masturbation. You can't masturbate.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even in the privacy of your own home. So
how would they know?
The tissues in your trash or something. I don't know.
The green light, the black light.
We know you don't have sex. So here we go.
Man, it's Act like spring. No, I ain't ready. Can I postpone this?
But that's a good question. How would you know? It says $100 penalty for each admission, and will be considered an act against unborn child. So you get prosecuted. You get prosecuted for the fact that you put the people in the children in the tissue.
This sounds like those weird laws that all states have. Like it just sounds like one of those weird laws.
Oh gosh, and then it says and failing to preserve the sanctity of life. All them people you killed.
So this kind of a male answer.
So does that mean something? I mean, is that the same thing? Because all right, this is going to ruin the porn industry then, because that's why I said the research, right? This is going to ruin the porn industry, right? Because it say outside of the vagina.
You going to jail,
so
sir.
Listen to me. It say outside of the vagina.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be no more face shots because that's outside of the vagina. There will be no more swallowing.
Well, it could be. It just you can't film it in that state.
Right, but if this happens here in Texas, I mean they're in Texas because
it will not. It won't happen in California because that's where most porns are shot.
Not
most
really. Not no more. Not most of them. Especially, what?
You would know.
Can you turn your mic down, son? Because it sounds like you just like trying to scream at me for some reason. Or take it out your mouth.
Oh wow, not in your mouth. What are you doing in there? Get it out of your mouth. You just said no face shot.
So, like I said, but this bill was created in direct opposition to the abortion law. So, if you want to play with women's vaginas, they want to play with your penis.
People around the world are laughing at us.
They are. And they should be. But it's just the ridiculousness of the people that live here. Bible thumpers.
Most of us. It has nothing to do with Bible thumpers. Because most of these people
Bible thumpers.
It's not because most of those people don't even practice the religion that they claim to be. And that's why I appreciate Sunny Hostin on the View, because she states what her viewpoint is, but on the side of her being a lawyer and a woman and a human
right,
being,
but she's also
religion is.
I get what you're saying, but she's also a metropolitan religious practicer. She's not the Bible Belt practicer.
Well, she's Catholic, so there's no variations of Catholicism.
Yes, there is. There's a difference between being a Midwest Catholic person and an East Coast Catholic person. There is definitely a difference.
Culturally,
yes,
there is. But in terms of like Christianity,
we gotta take a break. When we come back, we're gonna continue
this. There's no variations on Catholicism. It doesn't change from this country to
If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel rap. If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. Now it's all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crap. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever, you shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride, and you know you ride for me too.
we're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Be Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
Period.
real.
You right.
That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
But that's still not a belief. That's still a principle. There's a difference.
But that's what religion is based off of: principles, values. That's all it is.
But I'm not going to take. Religion is not going to dictate my principles.
But you thinking of religion meaning?
Because then that would say, okay, because I say I'm not going to kill. What did you say? Steal or destroy. That makes me a Christian? No, that's not right.
No, I didn't say that. But that is a terminology and vocabulary that Christians use.
Mm-hmm.
But religion doesn't mean God on a cross in a Bible. Religion is and it's not even a collective people. And that's the problem. They have defined it that way. So people who are non-believers, quote unquote non-believers, in their religion, which is karma, their religion, they kind of dictate.
So where the magic come into play?
Magic? What do you mean magic?
All the magic.
Well, that's somebody's belief system. That's somebody's ritual in their belief, in their religion.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. Ritual is just what you do. That's all.
I know it's what you do.
But it's not. Ritual isn't like sorcery. But ritual is so. In the first Sunday of every month, in the
You
Christian
said ritual.
belief,
I said magic.
I mean, I'm just saying, but that's somebody's religion, though. Right. Religion is anything that you practice.
When is he coming back?
He's already came back.
Oh, and he left without y'all?
He's never
Y'all
left.
should be mad. Y'all should be really mad about
He left when he died on the cross.
But I thought he was coming back.
That's certain religions that believe he's coming
Which
back.
one?
Like
Christianity?
No. What's the people in the temple?
Hebrews?
No.
Jewish people?
Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witness
they
believe he's coming back, and he only taking a certain number of people.
44,000 or something like that. 44.
144,000.
Something like that.
Yeah. But even that number isn't. I'm taking this amount of people. It's just a symbolic.
So how do those people feel? I mean, I know you're not a Jehovah's Witness no more.
I've never been over.
Just play with you.
I know the guy who come here. He was brought up Jehovah's Witness.
Worse. So. How do you think those people feel?
You know you're back on.
I do know. That's why I'm continuing. How do you think those people feel when they miss the train?
What you mean?
The people that's supposed to be a part of the 144,000 that didn't make the list, apparently.
When they missed the train?
Yeah, they didn't get on the train to heaven.
Well, see, that's the problem is
to the magic.
People don't understand like people's full belief. So Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe that there's a heaven or hell.
Then we don't 144 people going on a cruise.
Well, life here is you're supposed to make your heaven or your hell here.
Right.
So that's what it is. So most Jehovah's Witnesses that I've come across ultimately don't believe in a heaven or hell. So I can't put you somewhere.
Okay.
Because that's a man-made construct.
If you don't understand, I've been wanting to have this conversation for a long time. Okay, I'm listening.
It's the belief that there's not a heaven or hell. So I can't put you. So the number of people that will be saved is symbolic of how many Jehovah's Witnesses, devout Jehovah's Witnesses there are. It's based on. It's like a more symbolic.
So then where do
number.
everybody else think they're going?
Well, see, you can't see, and this is the problem with religions. I can't. This is my belief. So that's your belief system. You can't put me in on your belief system.
You talking
not you.
You talking about them?
You talking about them out there?
Them out there.
Them out there. because I believe this way. Like for me, being a Christian is about treating people well, treating people how I want to be treated, valuing, my mom and those basic.
Okay, so where does the book come into play?
The Bible? For me, like the Bible is a fable. If you understand what a fable is, these are stories that help you to govern how you live your life. Some people make it historical, right? Some people make it a historical text, and you can't, because you can make a lot of things in the Bible historical, but at the end of the day, a man wrote the Bible.
Right.
Now, being inspired by God, that's what the claim is.
Magic.
It's not magic. But it's not though.
It's psychic powers then.
It's not though. But it's what you believe. It's
telekinesis.
Just believe. And you have similar belief systems. Just like people have been shocked at.
He said it's when the lightning comes through the roof.
So it's two atheists in here? Or are you atheist or I
don't give myself a label because I like Yolanda Adams.
That's what I'm saying. So you have a value system. That's your religion. A religion doesn't mean a group of people that believe. It's what you created your value system.
But in the definition of religion, it has something about worship in it. I'm not worshiping nothing.
But worship is just how you practice. Worship is just
that's
how
not the
you
meaning of
practice.
worship.
It is. That's simply how it means. So you're using a Webster's dictionary. Worship
That's where the definitions for all our words come from.
Yeah, but it's still, this is
how you define language.
Yeah, but in every language there's
he said it's time for a break. I gotta do one more break on this. I'm sorry, I'm not done. We'll be right back with more Talk Lately, because we're talking. This is what we do lately. And I got more questions.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, a nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all the hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, just go hard. Don't let it. Can you imagine how really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Moms bringing different niggas in and out.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I think everybody should learn how to code because that's the way of the future. If you want to fix your toaster, you're going to need to learn how to code.
I'm going to get another one.
Now, if you don't have no money, the future is not guaranteed to be rich and wealthy and like this.
Do I need a toaster? I got a cigarette.
If that's the only thing you got to cook on, you might.
I got a cigarette lighter. You bet.
I know. What are you talking?
Well, as a damn host, you need to say, hey, we back.
I was going to get to it after I finished talking to you about this lighter and this toaster situation. We back. Hey.
You set people up.
And we were in the middle of talking about religion, and I think you was telling me about the Bible before we left.
Well, for me, the Bible has always been a fable. Because with the exception of, so I went to Catholic school,
right?
But I always went to predominantly black churches, Baptist, and then Pentecostal, and then more non-denominational as I became an adult. But
so the difference between those two, the Baptist and the Pentecostal got the prophets?
No, Catholics do. Well,
no,
not Catholics. The basic difference between Baptist and Pentecostal is Pentecostal is a more structured and a more
because that's
regimented religion.
Maria and all them go to the hospital to prophesize on people in the hospital.
Well,
we know who Maria is. That's between us.
Everybody know Miss Bryce. I don't care. she ain't my mother, but she
that big girl mother that sang at my father's funeral. Hello? I was so disrespectful.
But she, I was about to say she. So my experience with Pentecostal versus Baptist, Pentecostal is more rule based.
Right.
So they have prophetists and people.
Yeah, they were telling people their prophecy.
Speak to your future. Right. So
in the hospital, she's like, I know my future. He told me I was going to die.
So the labels changed because as I became an adult, I went to AME church. So those people exist in all churches.
Right.
There's somebody in every church that can speak to what God has message that God has given to them, or whatever they call that God has given. That person exists in all religions. The problem with it is, so if I go from this, so growing up and basically going to Catholic school, you are Catholic because you pray in and out of every class. You go to.
So 5 minutes before, I'm trying to draw a picture.
No, so you know how you go to class and you say the Pledge of Allegiance. So every class you prayed in, you prayed out.
I didn't do that either.
You couldn't do that?
I refused.
You didn't have to do it.
I didn't.
Like once a month, you would go to confession. I was very rebellious and
protesting. I was into that.
You went to Catholic school?
No.
So once a month we would go to confession. I didn't have to go to confession. We would go to mass once a week, and that was, you participated as much as you wanted.
Right.
When you in school, it's not this is how you're going to do things. It's them introducing a new life to you. Like I took a religion class, so it basically taught you how to be Catholic. But it was more so like a class. It was just introducing you to the new language.
Was there one person in that class that was always raising their hand?
That was me.
I kind of figured.
Well, because I just question everything. One, if you going to this type of church and this person is saying this, I didn't get the connection. So when I started going to black churches, I thought going to the altar was like going to confession.
But you gotta think, I used to tell people to think of it this way. I don't know who I was telling it to, but I was just making that up just so it'd fit in the story. Just think of how you season your chicken. Baptist, a lot of season.
Yeah.
Raw, on the other side.
What, Catholics?
No.
But see,
a little bit of pepper.
It really just depends, because remember Tracy Jiggets? Tracy Jiggets grew up Catholic, and she spent like her whole family went to a Catholic church.
Wow.
But they had drums.
Was it a black Catholic church?
Yeah,
Okay.
right on Park Heights.
That's
just
different.
the environment that
Yeah.
it was in. Like they had drums and
So they changed it to make the Catholicism fit them.
fit the community
Right.
that it was based. But it still was the same basic. Like in the Catholic church, you wouldn't see a Bible because they have a lectern. So they have that's like their lesson plan for the year.
So when they escaped and went to the hotel, it was the only time they seen a Bible. I'm just trying to figure this out.
I'm just saying you don't have to bring a Bible to Catholic church.
Right.
You could if you wanted to. You
Oh,
might as
it
well
wasn't
stop
none in the
here.
pews.
No,
In
you're
the,
not going to
the
find
benches.
Bibles because they have a
pews or
lectern.
benches? What they call?
Pews.
Pews. Catherine.
But it's just different. The practices change from church to church. There's a prophetess in every type of religion. They may not call them a prophetess. They, they evangelists.
Well, that Pentecostal church of God St. James, or whatever it was called, it clearly was full of prophetesses.
That's
because they used to try to drag me along to this hospital.
That's
I was
a
like,
Pentecostal
look,
church.
it smelled like medicine in here. I'm ready to go.
Because there was a lot of older people there.
Yeah, they was.
But it was a that religion. That's one of the things. Like the Tarian services. Tarian is like teaching you how to catch the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens in every church, but just not to the same level. I had a friend who was Seventh-day Adventist. Those are the
I got slapped in my mouth one time at church.
Because you was playing?
No, because I asked them, was they having fun? Because I wasn't. This is not fun.
That's why you got slapped.
That's why I got slapped. She told me to go sit down. I was like, this is not fun. I thought you told me this was going to be fun. She was like, it's kids.
Church was fun.
She said, here's what she said. Come on, let's go to church with me. And I was like, okay. She was like, it's going to be other kids there. They just as boring as you. I'm going to go home.
And see, in most Pentecostal churches, they don't even bring the children to the regular
They was
service.
children. They was, that Pentecostal church where Maria had, they always say, come as you are. But when you got there, they talked about you if you came as you came.
Yeah. And see, so people have to separate religion from people.
Mm-hmm.
People make religions bad. People make the practice of a religion bad.
Who you telling?
That's why they have banned, allegedly the reason they banned Louis Farrakhan from Facebook and Instagram. Because they felt like what he was pushing, which I don't agree at all, what he was pushing was racist rants and Reverend Wright.
Well, he did that. I mean, I not to be defending him at all, but some of his stuff was kind of defamatory to people. Because he would name names.
Yeah, but you have this like Reverend Wright, President Obama's former
Reverend
minister. So you call him a minister.
Whatever.
Because he's Baptist.
I call him Reverend.
But,
I call him James.
But that's madness. But it is the time that they grew up in. Nothing they were saying was incorrect historically. Now, can you still call a white man a white devil? It's kind of
PC.
Yeah, it's kind of like you shouldn't do that. But they grew up in a time where they couldn't even look a white man in their face.
Right.
They had to cross the street. They couldn't be seen with certain things. Like their religion, period. They weren't able to practice.
That's why I kind of wish it would change, because I think we carried this religion thing.
It's not a thing. It's been around for
It's what?
thousands of years.
For who? For
Everybody.
the Africans?
Yeah, Africans. The religion did not change.
This religion that y'all practicing did. It changed for y'all, because y'all didn't know nothing about this religion.
The people, the practice of
I mean
what it
them,
is,
not
the
y'all.
basis of you're talking about the story. Your stories that were told.
Jesus
But
was
the
y'all savior in
practice
Africa?
of religion,
Jesus was y'all savior over there in Africa?
his name was Jehovah.
For the Hebrews.
Right, but that's the same thing.
Not in the Zulu tribe. They never heard of him. He is
All
not mentioned in the
religion-
Zulu doctrine. He's not.
Zulu is a culture, not a religion, first of all.
It's a tribe. He was not mentioned in that tribe.
Culture, not a religion. But what we have to realize, the basis of all religion is the thing that connects us. And
God
is about that's not the basis of
but it's
religion.
connecting you. If it's not God.
Is God, but gods are gods. They're part of every
Right, but everybody says it's one. It's only one.
No, that's not every religion. Some religions have multiple.
Hindu, yes.
Demigods. A lot of international.
Right, but they also don't point back to Jesus.
But Jesus was a person, allegedly a person.
Right.
But Jesus isn't God.
No, I agree.
So, I think from religion, that's
so
why
in the Hindu, what I'm getting at, if you're going to say some cultures say there are multiple gods, how does it all come back together, or does it?
The basis of the religion, treating people with kindness, respect. That's the basis of religion.
Then where does the magic come into play?
The magic that you're referring to is the ritual.
I'm talking about the powers. I didn't tell you,
But the power
I'm gonna put this water on your forehead.
The power is the extent of your belief.
I just baptized you.
That's it. There's no magic in that. That is as far.
I know. I just don't think everybody else does.
Everybody does believe that, but it's how far your belief. So if I have faith that this thing that I'm praying for happens, that's my belief.
Okay.
Put to action.
I'm not going to try to take you to turn you into anybody that you're not.
No, I'm just saying. But I think at the end of the day,
that are viable to me.
You want to be treated with kindness and respect.
I would like that, or you could just leave me alone.
But at the end of the day, you want to give what you give to people. And that's the basis. That's what connects all religion.
We hope.
Every religion, and if you look at it like this, every religion that we know has a specific job. Like what we know to be Muslims here, they're good at outreach. Jehovah's Witnesses are good at like the door-to-door, the marketing of the message or the word or whatever the ritual is. Certain religions have certain good soups and good faces that they give out. But I think at the end of the day, religion is just about treating people well. Like if you go to every religion and in those, I've been in Catholic school my whole life up into college, but studying religion, you realize all of them have the same basic beliefs. It's just that what you call your God or gods, that's the only differentiating. What's the differentiating? The difference in all the religions, and that's the only in the story. But often this story has been translated to this religion, and most like Christian religions, like Baptist, Pentecostal, that's all Christianity. What happened was this person had a belief that this person didn't share, so they went and started their own church. Reverend Wright.
Problem.
Right. It's not a problem. It's just what happened. So if I don't like the way Be Exposed does thing, I'm gonna go start my show in the attic, and that's two different stations.
And make up your own thing.
Right, and if you look at religion that way, that's all that's happened.
That's
so
where
we
the
have all
conflict
these
started.
different ideas coming up.
But that's where conflict was born.
Conflict, yes, I do agree with that. But what happens is,
but we're human. I'm not saying it was a wrong thing either, because we're human.
But we weren't willing to listen to each other.
We have the free will to make choices. So, but that's where conflict was started.
Right.
That's where the party system that we live through right now was originated. Out of religion.
And that's totally understandable because we
and
in
it's
America
totally horrible.
In America we have separation of church and state, yet you have religious doctrine.
But you just changed the name of what you would have been, Catholicism and baptism to Republican, Democrat. It just.
I mean,
it's still no separation because there's still a whole bunch of religious people inside of another umbrella.
Right. And I think that's, in this country, getting back to the political side of this, I think that's the problem because a lot of these people aren't practicing.
If you didn't understand that's where this conversation was going to, it was going to politics. Starting with religion and starting with the beginning of religion up into politics. That's how
religion started to be a religious practice. And see, the reason church has always been, the idea of church for me has always been interesting, just like this politics game, is because I was born to be an actor. So I saw a theatrical performance when I went to church. When I watch these town hall meetings, I see a theatrical performance. Lights, action, makeup, all those things. I see that.
And just to drill down further into the politics thing. Just to drill down into the politics thing again. What's happening? No, a text message that says something's happening.
What's happening?
Oh, that's personal. Damn, now I forgot where I was going with this.
But for me, I just think we've muddied it up more, because every time I have, like right now, every time I have a difference of opinion, even with the women's liberation, the new era of it, I have a different opinion than you have, or I'm from a different culture, so we two different sides of Me Too, or whatever the name of it is now. We've just muddied things up so much that we all are saying this. Well, we're not all saying the same thing. That's the crazy
I think we are, because I think I'm trying to remember what your problem is with the Me Too situation, because the problem is
it's not a blank. You can't.
The media makes it seem like it's supposed to be about always, if a woman says something, they're always telling the truth. But the actual Me Too movement is...
The origin of the Me Too movement was me acknowledging that I had gone through something traumatic. And you and I both going through something traumatic, you and I acknowledging each other.
Right,
The rest of the people weren't included in what Me Too was supposed to be about. What happened was these white, higher up individuals started, Melissa Milano, all those people started catching on to it, and it became something else. So instead of us it becoming about awareness, now it's about this pussy hat on my head. So now all these people have their idea of what the Me Too movement is, or what the Black Lives Matter movement is, or whatever the cause is, and it just muddies it up. It further murkies the water.
Not really offense. I don't care that much, but I take issue. I take issue with you saying the white higher ups.
Well, that's it was a quotation. It wasn't like I feel like they're higher than. They have put themselves up there, because if Melissa Milano had never shared it on her page,
but it also means it does mean. But you have to acknowledge too that it does mean something to people. It means something different to other people.
It does, but it becomes very superficial when your whole way of being changes. The young lady that was on. What was the three?
Her name is Alyssa Milano.
Melissa. Well, her name was Melissa on the TV show. That's what it probably would have been.
It wasn't though.
It was a TV show she was on. Her name was Melissa. It was.
Was her name Melissa and Growing Pains? I mean, not Growing Pains. Who's the boss? Aldo.
It was Growing, because he knows he's a pop culture.
Because he has a computer. So, you know.
But anyway, so I think specifically for the Me Too movement, all these different variations, because again, the original women's lib movement wasn't about black women.
Because we're so totally past.
We probably got some either.
Aldo!
How? Why you covering your mouth like they don't hear you?
If I gotta get up, it's gonna be a problem.
They just got so quiet. But yeah, so I just think it's too many hands in the pot. I think it's too many.
Can you call the phone?
Call the phone.
Because we over.
What's the number?
6715483.
If he ain't wake up to, oh, that's not what we do it. I'm so quiet. It's so hot in here. Did it just get hotter? That's your word. What's the next?
I'm not going to the next story. Can you go? I'll go and see what's going on.
Let me take this down.
No, take it with you. No, they need to hear it. This is the one. Because if I go, I'm taking my mic.
That's why I'm not pushing over. Oh my goodness.
No, you bang on the wall. You bang.
Oh my Lord. My butt's sweating. What's the next story?
Is he awake now? Can we go to break, please?
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, one with a home run,
hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that
then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early into the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Well, you didn't make the choice to go to that school you went to. That was when it was forced.
Well, it was still.
Welcome back to the show. We back.
But I would say even with.
It tried to get forced on me, but I refused.
But see, the way you learned it was that's not how.
You don't have your mic on.
That's not how religion was taught to me. So even going to Catholic school for all those years, it was never forced on me. It was always just like I was taking another class.
We can change the topic to this show to the religion talk.
Right, but it was never forced on me. But I know people who it was forced on, and as an adult, people's beliefs they attempted to force them on, and that's how you get the term church hurt, because people have this ideal of what church hurt. Well, you had a form of church hurt. Well,
I wasn't hurt at church. You try to make like a Catholic priest touch me, and I'm not having that. I'm not having it. I was never touched.
No, it's just the idea of somebody trying to force their beliefs on you. That did not happen to me until I was an adult. As a child, up into my adult, religion was just an option. Like
was it?
It was an option.
When you were put in Catholic school? Was it?
Yeah, but my mother didn't put me in Catholic school for me to learn Catholicism.
Right, but she took you to Maria.
But that was outside of that. My mother never
right, outside of schooling,
me.
Yes, that was outside of it, but it wasn't
again,
outside of the doctrine of your parent teaching, making you go to church.
Yeah, but again,
that's being forced upon you.
Going to that church, it wasn't ever forced on me.
Was it a choice? Did you have a choice to go to church on Sundays?
The moment it was, I told you, church to me was like.
I'm talking about from like 5 years old. Why is this so loud? Again.
Well, my mother didn't. We didn't go to church when I was really young. As a family, my mother would send me to church with her godmother, or like we would go for Easters and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it was never anything that was ever forced on me. Like my mother always taught me religion was just how you treat people.
And I just felt like, why did I do this? This was a bad decision.
But as a young child, I went to Holiness Church. Which is like a level.
That sounds like
the women dress from here, just like Pentecostal. So imagine the Pentecostal religion.
You went to hell. That's where you went.
Imagine the Pentecostal religion with more hours and more worship, like heavier worship. So that was. But I didn't have to
you don't even know if it was God or Satan.
But just imagine, because I've been able to experience different people and different religion, I just had a different viewpoint on religion, and I was able to see the connection. Just like as an adult, I was told as an adult.
It's still not on. Is it on?
It is. It's on. I was told as an adult I could not. I had to go to altar call. But for me as an adult,
what's that? To stand on the roof?
No, altar call is when they go to the front of the church and they kneel down and people are praying with them.
Oh,
so
with
they
the cookies and the wine.
No, that's communion. So altar call is just when you go up to the altar, and it's normally like a bench there, or you kneel down and people are just praying with you. But normally it's something that you may have a struggle or something's going on. You might be sick. You might be going through some things in life. So in certain churches, altar call for people who they think have certain problems or afflictions, it's like, you better get up there. You going through this. You better get up there. But
I tried to change the subject, but we can't. But me and him got into a conversation over the break, so we gotta take another break. When we come back, there's more to talk lately. BigSourceRadio.com, and I'm not done. I got more questions.
This is your Lord of
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Nigga, chose by another nigga, bitch. Damn, this chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly and the syrup got me geeking, shorty. Ain't know I popped them Xannies, had them sleeping on me. Love in a hood full of hate. Pray to God that he open up the gate.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. Exactly. Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
But I suggest that you at least read up on what Scientology is, because that's a religion of. Now, some people accuse it of being a little off, but again, I think
you can stop suggesting I'm not into religion. Period. Whether it's Scientology or any kind of organized religion, because
I'm curious as to when the word religion became a bad thing for you. Because religion is nothing more than what you believe. And you really
belief sounds like following, and I've never been.
Doesn't. That's a cult. You're thinking of a cult. But all religions
whether you
are
call
cults,
it,
though.
well, you can call it what you want, but religion, period, is an organized cult.
Religion, cult means religion.
Right.
Cult means a group of people who share your beliefs. That's all a cult is.
Cult.
But a cult isn't a bad thing.
Cult is the negative of the word religion.
It's not. Cult means a group of people who believe what you believe. Cult has been turned into a bad thing because we've seen bad forms.
It's very derogatory to me.
We've seen bad forms of cults where they had
every single day of my life.
The man who was giving out the Kool-Aid. And so that
the man who stood at the front of the church trying to put cookies in my mouth. On my knees.
That's the body of Christ. That is the representation of body of Christ.
Magic. Here we go.
It's not.
Here we go.
It's all about symbolism.
This man been gone for so long, and y'all still playing around with his body.
But it's about the symbolism.
When is his body gonna run out?
It's the symbolism of what that means.
Now you gotta fake yourself into believing it. You gotta give yourself symbols.
The blood.
You gotta give yourself symbols so you can realize that you practice in a religion.
Did it for the blood.
Look. What that tapping make you do?
Did you see me doing liturgical dance? See, I am a.
It's a bunch of fake out stuff.
But it's not. But see, this is what I wish.
You gotta fake yourself into believing constantly.
People who have a defined religion would stop doing, because people who have beliefs as you would not feel the need to box in what their belief is and put everybody into a category. I would wish that if you call yourself a Christian, if you call yourself Catholic, if you call yourself XYZ, you would acknowledge that everybody doesn't believe how I believe. And this was the argument, and I guess we got way off from abortion, but this is the argument for abortion. If you don't believe in abortion, don't have one.
Stay out of my business.
Right, don't have one. But you can't tell me what I can do with my body, because there are severe circumstances that would require me to get one. If there was incest, if I was raped, if I, if having this baby would kill me.
If I don't want it.
Or if this baby is going to die at birth. They can now tell you if your baby has a less chance of surviving birth. So if those things add up,
or
I should be able to
if I don't want it.
And see, that's the problem that I have. Out of everything else, that's the problem with freedom of abortion that I personally have. And it's not necessarily connected to a religious belief. It's just, you should not have put yourself in that situation. That's different from rape, molestation, if this baby is going to be a health risk for me or me to that baby. Those issues are special circumstances that are most times the majority of the issue. Those smaller issues is, yo, I fucked this dude the other night.
I don't know if that's the
and now I'm
majority.
pregnant.
No,
I didn't say no.
You said the majority
no, I
of the
said
issues.
those special are the majority of the issues. That couple who fucked and didn't know each other and the condom broke or they chose not to use one, that's a smaller group of people. The Republicans are making them to be the majority of the people. When there are more health issues attached to having abortions and more culturally wrong things that happen for abortion to be a reason. I have a problem with you saying, oops. Oops. You know how many oops abortions there have been? Now you're killing a baby. At that point for me, you're killing a baby. These are decisions on this side where it's health related or it's a cultural issue that is happening. Rape,
even
molestation.
if I am killing a baby, why is that your problem to worry about? Just like you just said.
But I don't want to create legislation for you. I want you to stop doing that.
Oh.
I want you to stop doing that.
So you don't want to mind your business.
I just have...
Because you shouldn't, honestly, if we're really talking about this, and if they were listening,
let me
finish. If the legislators were listening, I mean, they also are the ones that created the HIPAA law, where this doctor-patient confidentiality exists. If I'm talking to my doctor because I don't want this baby, you should not really know that.
Well, no.
Yes.
I'm saying no. I should not know that, and I agree with that because I would want my health.
So we shouldn't even really be talking about the fact that somebody is discussing about having an abortion with their doctor because it's still a medical procedure.
The problem is their conversations has grown beyond that.
Right, that's because somebody's abortion got released because they didn't want it.
No,
and then now the discussion has blown up into this.
It's a culture of people now that be like, I gotta go.
Because they had an abortion and now they regret it.
I have a friend right now that I find it hard to continue our friendship because of how many abortions she's had.
But see, that's because she spread her mouth. Her mouth was open and she kept telling people about it.
That's the problem.
But see, that's still with you shouldn't even actually have an opinion on it because it should have been none of your business in the first place. Had she kept it between her doctor and herself.
I'm not for legislation to kill your choice. I am saying for me, personally.
I'm not even talking about killing choice enough because it's no choice. It's none of your damn business.
But see, it becomes an issue if now I'm the father. And you've made a choice without us having a conversation.
It's not your body. It's none of your damn business either, whether you're the father or not. It's still not your body. You're not the one carrying it. You're not the one providing with nutrients. You're the only one you provided 1,000 sperms to a napkin. We already talked about masturbation. Fuck that choice that you thought you had.
So you have
and we did not plan to have a baby together. This was a goddamn mistake.
I'm not having a baby for you. That's wrong.
Shut up. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but it sounds like you have daddy issues.
I don't have daddy issues. My daddy's dead. Okay?
That's a result, but it sounds like you have daddy issues.
I don't have a daddy issue. I'm glad to be here. I'm super ecstatic.
But you could have
been. But what I'm saying is, you don't have a choice in the process. You don't have a choice. You can't force me to carry this baby.
But you could have been
the first flight of steps that I find.
And see, I have an issue with that mindset. I do. Because it's not the abortion that is now the problem. That becomes the result. The issue is what is making this so comfortable for you to feel like I can just go fucking do whatever I want to do.
I didn't say that. I'm talking about my personal decision to not want to have this baby. It's none of anybody else's
business. It's not, but acknowledge it. That's a cultural thing. And had it not been,
like you said, your friend has had multiple, she has a problem. But
that's what I'm saying. But that is a population that I have.
Regardless of how many she had she not told you, it would not have been an issue for anybody else between her and her doctor. The doctor should have said, look.
But even in us having our conversation, my conversation with her, I don't ever voice my opinion that way. I just personally have.
But now you have a feeling. That's the problem.
But it's not. I can always have a feeling.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you shouldn't. having a feeling about what she did had she not told you. No, what I'm saying is, had she not told you, you wouldn't have that feeling. Because now you have a feeling about what she did because she told you.
If I told you she was a crackhead, you would have a feeling about that.
Get her some help or leave her the fuck alone.
But that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But had you not told me, I would not have that feeling. Now that she's using drugs, I do have a feeling.
But that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Like Aldo's narcoleptic. Had I not known that, I wouldn't have a feeling about it. Aldo, are you awake? See?
He probably is.
He is. He just said something.
So it's not that I want to legislate your, if you get pregnant and you like, you know what, that dumb ass bald headed ass. I don't want this baby.
You still talk about Andre?
I don't want his baby. I feel like it's your right to make a choice. I do. I feel that way. But the culture of people that I'm referring to, that I think that the Republicans are using as a reason to change rules for everybody, is the problem that I have. I know people personally that culturally going to Planned Parenthood, is that the name of it?
Yes.
Planned Parenthood, whatever.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is you know what? I'm gonna go to Popeyes today. You know what? I'm gonna stop by Planned Parenthood. I'm gonna handle this, and then we can go have Popeyes. Mm-hmm. Like it's that natural to them, and
I do find it because when you said the father thing, that did kind of struck a bell with me because I do have a problem with it when the females say you're going to pay for this abortion.
Right, it becomes more about the $400 than it does, oh my God, I just fucked up and had a baby and I got to get rid of it. So it becomes more about this because we all,
because
how do we know how much
does
it
become a
costs?
discrepancy. Because if he say I got the $400, but I don't want to pay for you to have an abortion, then that's that decision. That's that decision. But the woman still has the right to choose what she wants to do. Right. It's still her body.
Right. And
whether you're the father or not, you can't take that from her.
But culturally, I think that that's a problem. I think that because not so much is that because it should be an option, but I have a problem because now you're going to make it hard for other people, and you're going to move us back to a time where somebody was drinking bleach or
with the abortion law. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But because of those decisions that this small population is making, now we're going to go back to hearing about women being dying from bleeding out
because
or getting infections.
Because they think they have the right to tell people what to do.
But that's not where it starts at, though. It starts with this special population over here
that you should not be minding their business. You should still be minding your business, whether you know what they're doing or not. But it's still their bodies and their responsibility to take care of themselves.
But that group is causing a decision for everybody to be possible. Whether it's a
because you don't have, you still have free will, and you don't have to get an abortion.
And I'm not saying
you don't have to get an abortion.
And I'm not saying that I do, but
if you're causing someone, if you're trying to make a cause and effect situation to something that has nothing to do with you or is not your responsibility to take care of, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
But that's part of the
argument. Because you're not minding your business, and that's what you should be doing. That's part of the
argument also. Because your tax dollars is going to taking care of those ones that are born. Your tax dollars are paying for the fact that that abortion is free for a majority of the people that are able to use it. So that then becomes, well, I don't want my money to go towards that. I don't want my money to pay for somebody to have a oops erased. I don't want my money to go to that.
So what part of money are you talking about? Because no government monies go to abortion.
Yeah, they do have some subsidiary funds that come from the government that go. It's not
for emergencies, for the emergencies, but not for the oops. There are no federal funds going to oops.
That's what insurance is.
No, you can't use insurance on abortion.
You can't.
No, you cannot.
$400, right?
Yes.
Right. But it's still, that hospital is still being supplied by either people's personal funds. And the crazy thing is the hospital itself Plannedhood. Am I saying
Planned Parenthood.
It just don't sound right either.
Why?
Way.
You're planning a parenthood.
I mean, well, I don't frequent it, so I wouldn't naturally just know the name of it. But I personally, and it's not just that one friend. Culturally, family members, friends. Culturally, it's just a group of people who believe the same thing. Culture. Do you have culture? Yes, you have culture.
Somewhat.
There are many bougie individuals in this city that believes that you're not, because you're from the LGBT, the queer community. I'm not
about the homos now.
I'm just saying, we're over it.
You say we got 2 minutes.
Is that on play?
No, because it's on the other one.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's why you was looking.
Oh, we were on that. So I just, I don't want to ever legislate because I have too many women in my family. I've known people personally.
I just wish everybody could mind their business and let this.
It does.
To let this choice be between their doctor and the patient.
It is, but
because
again,
however many abortions are being done, it still should not be privy to public audience.
Yeah, but I don't want us to go back to a time where.
But it wouldn't be going back to a time. Like I said, had everyone been minding their business, had everyone been minding their own situation,
a hot coat hanger. And ripping
but
out
had
the
everybody been minding their own situation and this had been kept between doctor and patient, this would not be talked about.
But had people mind their business in the beginning, we would have never gotten to a place where abortion was legal. Had people minded their business.
I agree. It shouldn't even be a question of whether it should be or shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a question where it should or shouldn't be.
But it can't.
But you had people in the beginning trying to write a law to prevent it from happening.
Right.
And then they had to come back and
had
fight
people
that
minded
law.
their business, that law would have been passed, and abortion would have still been illegal.
No, the law was passed, and Roe v. Wade changed it.
I'm saying to you, had people minded their business, that law would have still.
But that's because all you religious freaks.
It's not.
Back in the 60s, in the 70s, were in control.
No.
And then the freedom groups came along to try to make everything free,
but it's not
including voting.
Religious freaks, though,
But it was the abortion law. The beginning
but it wasn't
began
every
with the religion.
Though it wasn't every religion.
The abortion law began with religion.
Because people felt like you should not be having an abortion.
Because that's the problem. Because people thought that they could tell me what I can do with my body. Because people thought they could tell me what I can do with my body.
But it wasn't religion saying that. It was people saying that.
That were involved in the what? Cult.
But it was people who believe like you believe. It's people who have the same beliefs.
Now it's time for a break. We'll be right back. We're going to continue.
Now that he's had his thing.
No, he just going to for a break.
Oh, now you know.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you. And God hears you.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange radio show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or in different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You learn the statistics, you see the people, you're talking to the people. And that's one of the things that, because some of the people that I got to talk with, it was like...
Can you turn these mics down some? This is loud.
They really felt that way, but I just thought it was another issue. And it was the people that I met, it was the people that I personally knew. It maybe our experiences are different with people who have gone through this. But even for me personally, I just feel a certain kind of way about you just having this eraser. Mm-hmm. Because I could have been that eraser. My mother was in college when she had me,
but why
and my
not?
dad wasn't really.
But what is your affinity to what you call the eraser?
Because there's a population, and there's a
because then it also comes to the definition of what you say is life, too.
Yeah, well, the whole where's conception, you know, and I'm not in that. Again, I'm not in that. Mm-hmm. I'm what comes before that. So the behavior, like a lot of promiscuous younger people in general.
So now you're trying to dictate. Now you're saying you're going to dictate how much sex somebody can have.
No, it's not, because I think it's more of an issue because these young ladies are not having sex. Just because
and then you're saying the young ladies. Why is it just the young ladies and not the men too?
Because it's their
because
body.
They're having more.
Yeah, but if two men get
so
together,
they're spreading
it's
that
not
seed because you can't do it without them.
That's a separate issue.
You can't have the baby. You can't create the baby without them.
But I think we gotta. That's why the issue of abortion is something that I'm not.
And then they spread the seed the most. So the female only drops 9 to 10 eggs.
Yeah, but I'm not. But see, I'm not pointing a finger. I'm saying.
But that man dropped 10 millions of sperm.
Before we even get to a point of whether we need an abortion or not, I am addressing that issue before it even gets to the Planned Parenthood. That's where I'm at.
Like you want to address promiscuity.
It's not even the sex part. It's more so what is going on that makes this so important that I'm not thinking about using condoms. I'm not thinking about
I don't know if that's
the person I want to have a child with. And I understand there are a lot of different things. I've been a teenager. I'm just saying I just know that there are more stories of people who were not thinking. People who were too focused
because I don't understand. I don't get that. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't think
my point of view in this
that people
isn't even
are going
abortion.
into this like, okay, do I want to start a family?
They're not.
They're not. But they're not. And should they be?
If you are if you don't realize the power that you have to create life, I think you should be.
I think they understand that, especially if you've had sex ed, but I don't know if that's still being taught in school.
They're not aware of it. I know they understand it. That's why I feel so strongly about it. I know you know what this is. Mm-hmm. You are a living, breathing thing. That means you know at some point two people came together and chose to have me or not, and I was oops or whatever.
She was aborted, right?
But at the same time, we have to begin, and only because I've worked in high schools a lot, And that is a bigger problem in high schools and now in middle schools, that a lot of these young people are getting pregnant. Now, all those special populations, whether you were rape, molestation, so on and so forth, all those issues to the side. Over here,
so you just want them to, if they're going to have sex, to practice safe sex. That's what you. Is that what you?
Safe
your
sex,
ultimate goal?
Safe
Because
sex.
I don't think we denying people pleasure is the right way to go.
No, I don't. Because you can't, especially with younger people, older people. Shit, you can't deny them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's people 40, 50, 60 years old
having
babies
abortions
now, right? But it's just the idea of, do you know what you are really doing? Because again, like I have a friend who
because
had
that's
that many
like you said,
abortions.
you don't want people headed back down the way. I'm just back down the way of the hanger,
Right.
But that's where we're going,
and that's dangerous to me.
I don't care how many stipulations you put on it, how many laws you try to attach to it, how many fines you give to it.
Right.
If somebody's going to have an abortion, they're going to have that
And that's
abortion.
the part
So
that-
by doing this, you are the culprit in charge of what happens in result to what you do.
And that's
why I say mind your damn business, and you won't have to worry about that, and let them do it.
A Planned Parenthood,
And let them
And
do
the
it with a
purpose
medical
of
professional, somebody
the
that can make
original
sure the
purpose
safety of
Planned
the
Parenthood
patient
was so it
is
could
in
be
place.
done safely in a supervised area. I am afraid of a place where people are in hotel rooms.
Two men talking about abortion.
But it's real life though. You have a sister, I have nieces. I don't want my niece to have this as an option. Like in terms of, if she does something irresponsible,
You want her
I
to
can
have a
see
plan
what-
B.
I don't want that to be a part of her plan. Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it. That's why it's called a plan B.
But
It
I
wasn't
don't
your
want
plan
that to
A.
be I want her to be well-rounded enough where she can make choices with her body. I don't have any nephews.
Except a plan B.
I don't even want her to think about a plan B.
Oh my
I want
God!
her
Now she don't have the right to have a plan.
No, I didn't say she didn't have it right. I'm saying I want her to be well-rounded and more aware.
She is well-rounded. I think the person that plans for every occasion is well-rounded. Or every situation that you may find yourself in, because it's not immaculate conception. It's not immaculate conception. She's not just going to pop up pregnant. It did take two things to make it happen.
It did, and I think both sides of those issues, both sides being young men and young women, or just women and men, or girls and boys, whatever. I think it should be more emphasis on giving them a stronger foundation, so they don't feel like, because there are young people who feel like I need to have a baby, to have something to call my own. Like that is crazy to me. But I have friends and family members who felt that way.
We're going to have to get another panel together to discuss this further, but I actually do have to go because the show's over. I appreciate Nate's take on religion and abortion. Fervor.
See, you want people to believe how you want to believe.
No, I wish. I do wish that, because I think we would be in a better situation than we are now. We are. Everything is trying to be governed by the fact that y'all believe in this magic book. Y'all want to put everything and emphasis on everything that y'all believe in that magic book, and to think it's going to be life, and it's not. It's not. We'll be.
But you
see
still
you next
listen
week.
to Yolanda Adams, and she.
I am. I'm gonna go right there so you can listen to it right there to cleanse the spirit.